Well, I'm originally from South Dakota, a little town in western South Dakota near Mount Rushmore. I was interested in math and science, and I knew I wanted to go into engineering, but I also was interested in a Christian school that would have the kind of environment that I wanted, and it was that combination that's pretty unique to LeTourneau to find, a really top engineering school and also the private Christian school. It was a bit of a culture shock just coming from rural South Dakota to East Texas and getting used to the community, but at the same time there were people from all over the country, all over the world. I really enjoyed the camaraderie of the floor system here. I was in Tyler Hall, the fourth floor of Tyler Hall, Tyler 4B. We were the Eagles. It was a real brotherhood. We had a place where we would always eat in the cafeteria together. We were involved in intramural sports together. Academically, I went on to graduate school after that, and I could really think that I was as prepared as other people coming from bigger institutions. On top of that, each class started with a devotional, and I felt like I really got to know the faculty and a side of the faculty that you wouldn't see in most cases. I also appreciated the chapel. I think at that time we had chapel several times a week, and that was always a chance to kind of get out of the academic side and think about spiritual issues, and that was a growing experience for me. Well, I was involved in the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. There was a student chapter of that. I was in leadership in that organization. It was a good experience. I'm the Dean of Engineering at North Dakota State University. Before that, I was a director of the School of Mechanical and Materials Engineering at Washington State University. And then before that, I spent most of my career at Iowa State University as a professor. One of the reasons I went into academia was because of the influence that the professors had on me. One professor, Dr. Lee, was a mechanical engineering professor. He passed away a few years ago, but he was just a dynamo, really dynamic and engaging. Engineering it's about applying research for the benefit of people. And if you look back at the last century, it's amazing how much engineering has changed the society, from electricity to the internet and communications and television. And I don't think it's a stretch to think that the next century is going to have the same or maybe even more of an impact on society. I've liked working with real bright students and seeing the light come on for them like it did for me as a new young professor or as a graduate student. It's one thing to teach existing knowledge, but when you're able to discover things or create a new material that no one's ever made before, then you're furthering that frontier of knowledge. I think the technical ability goes without saying. The other aspects that make a good engineer a great engineer, I think, are communication skills, and that was one thing I really felt I learned well here at LeTourneau, and creativity. Being able to come up with solutions that you wouldn't think of normally.